Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'm here to discuss a potential problem which Luton might have in this upcoming League One season. And that potential problem is Luton might not be able to get rid of certain players within the squad. The players that are bad eggs, the players that had poor attitudes, the players that massively underperformed last season in the Championship. We might have to keep them, because there might not be a potential buyer out there for some of our players. So that is the potential problem I want to talk about. And the reason why I'm talking about this problem, and it's because I saw a post on social media last night, and it was someone saying, would you basically give some of these players a second chance? A second chance for them to prove themselves. If they were willing to stay at the football club for the next 12 months, a chance to help us get back to the Championship. Would you give certain players a second chance? Let me know down in the video comments. So that's why I've decided to make this video, but also I want to reference a few other things as well. Smash the like button for me. It does help the video perform better on YouTube. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'll make Luton and EFL content. So as I've already mentioned, the potential problem Luton might have is we might not be able to sell some of our players. Now, I'm recording this video on the 30th of June. Basically, in football terms, this is the final day in the financial year for football clubs. Lots of players, their contracts also run out on the 30th of June. They are no longer a player if they are out of contract or if they've refused to sign a new deal. This is their final day being a player contracted to a football club if they are out of contract. From tomorrow, the 1st of July, the new financial football season starts, and also players are free agents. They can sign for anyone. The clubs don't have to go through another football club to talk to them. They could go directly to the player or agent or vice versa. So I do believe we are going to start seeing a lot of movement over the next 2 weeks. Now, I have seen comments online saying we're being really slow in terms of bringing players to the club and also selling players. In terms of selling players, it does require a buyer. It does require another football club to want our players. But some clubs, as I've already mentioned, might be waiting until the new financial tax year in the football season to start doing business. It's so it doesn't impact the previous financial year, which they might be struggling with, or they might have made too much profit. Whatever the reason is, some clubs like to wait to the new financial year to start doing more business. So we might receive a lot of bids for our players, a lot more in the next 2 weeks compared to the last 2 weeks that's happened because of this financial year problem. It's basically football politics. I hate politics. I hate the fact that football is all about money, but it is a bit sad that stuff like this is actually a talking point. I wish football never got like this, but unfortunately this is where we are currently at in the sport of football. So that might be a reason why we haven't had as many, players leave the football club. So we might start receiving a lot of bids for some of our players in the next 2 weeks. We've already had Colton Morris and Hashi leave the football club. They've been brought by other clubs. And we've already started to see a few rumours on some of our other players. Mans Anderson's had, a few rumours. We've had Nordas, we've had Fane, Alfie Doughty, Thomas Kaminski, Tedon Menji. So we might start seeing a lot more movement over the next week or so. And also Luton might start buying some players as well in the next 7 days. I know some people might not believe that, but it might happen over the next week or so. But like I said at the start of the video, would you give some of these players a second opportunity? Now, we are going to be in a position where I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of all the players we want to get rid of. As I've already said, you need another club to buy the player. We might have to accept low fees for some of these players. We might not like the offer which we've been given by certain clubs, but if he gets the player off the wage book and also we get something back from what we invested in the player originally, then we might have to just accept that low offer. But I also think as well, we shouldn't be mugs. We shouldn't accept low fees for the sake of it, especially with our good players. Players like Asgard, Ali, Alfie Doughty, Christ Makosso, those players, because they've recently signed contracts, will have a high value. So we should never be accepting low fees for those types of players. So some of these players might actually be staying at the football club. We might not receive an offer for some of them. So it's either put them in the reserves and don't ever see them again, but then at the same time you're paying their wages. Do you try and send them out on loan if you can? Or do you play them? Those are your three options remaining. Now, regards to these players, I don't like a lot of them. And I don't like some of them due to what I witnessed over the last 12 months. My feelings towards them, they're not great at the moment. And I'm holding a lot of anger in because I really think last year was basically unacceptable. Now, I know a lot of people put a lot of blame towards Gary Sweet, the recruitment team, and also the owners, and so on. I am more towards the players because I've already mentioned this in previous videos, but before a ball was kicked in the championship season, these players were more than capable of, staying up. Gary Sweet and the recruitment team did assemble a squad that was more than capable of staying up in the championship, but the players let everyone down. They let us down. They let, themselves down. Everyone at the club down. They did it. We didn't get relegated, in my opinion, because the players weren't good enough. We got relegated because the players thought they could just turn up and don't put any effort in. There was a lack of effort last year. I don't think players performed like they used to do in the previous championship seasons and also in the Premier League season. If the players performed how they did in the Premier League, we would have never have been anywhere near the bottom three. So I don't think there's a question mark over their quality. A lot of them are established championship players in the past. They've played multiple seasons in the championship, many games, but then let themselves down by losing too many games and us getting relegated. Of course, we deserve to get relegated. We didn't do enough. We performed very poorly over the course of the 12 months and didn't win enough games, conceded far too many goals and also didn't score enough goals. So that brings me to the question which I said at the start. Would I give some of these players a second chance? And I find it really, really difficult to answer. And are they willing to put what they did last season to one side and perform week in, week out? Are they going to give us consistent performances? Are they going to work really hard, give us 110%, like they should do originally, but are they going to give us that little bit more because we want to bounce back to the championship? The likes of Ted and Menji, Chong, Baptiste, three players who I thought were not good enough last year. If they put their head down and get working, perform each week and smash it and perform like they can, because that's the thing, they're not performed as well as they could do. If they are willing to do that in League One, then I might be tempted in saying, they should stay. Because then they're going to put the work in. They're going to do what they should do and get us back. But if they're not, and they're going to be bad eggs, it's just going to impact other players around the team. It's a potential issue where if we don't receive a bid for one of our players and we say to that player, you've got no future here at this football club, you're going into the reserves, he might become such a bad influence around the place and then that impacts everyone else. So it is a dangerous game to play if we are willing to play that game. So it is a problem. It's a potential one that we might have to face in the upcoming 12 months. But fingers crossed, we do get rid of the players we want to get rid of. Of course, these players would know already. And and hopefully we bring a couple more additions to the club. Good characters, players that bring the good energy which you need for a team that wants to win promotion and get back to the championship. Because the longer it takes to get rid of some players, the longer we're going to stay in League One, in my opinion. Because I just can't see us bouncing straight back with bad eggs amongst the the dressing room. So fingers crossed, Matt, he can deal with it and the club can negotiate really good deals and we get the right players through the door and we also get rid of the players that we don't need at the football club. So let me know what you think down in the video comments. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Smash the like button for me as well. It does help the video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to follow me across all my social media and I'll see you guys in the next video.